Yo, what's up, guys? It's the MMA Analyst here to give you my betting picks for UFC on FX1. Let me say this real quick. First things first, for this card, I will only be touching maybe one fight, just putting money on one fight, which is Melvin Guillard versus Jim Miller. If I do something else, I will be including my diamond pick, which is Mike Easton versus Jared Papazian, and maybe combining that with a parlay. I'm not sure which one at this point, but yeah, this card is it's a difficult card. There's a lot of chances to make money / a lot of places to lose money. But most of all, it's one of those cards where it just doesn't have the kind of fighters I want to bet on. It doesn't have the people that I can rely on them to stick to game plans, or even if they stick to a game plan, to be able to do what they're good at, to be able to like certain people are going to go out there, they're going to stick to a game plan, they're going to execute the game plan, and they're going to win fights. And other people, who knows? And that's kind of what this card is all about. But anyways, so with that said, what am I saying basically? I'm saying if you're brave, you bet all over this card. But if you're more like me and like to just get in when the getting's good, I'd kind of wait until UFC on Fox, because there's some good stuff there. By the way, you might want to just look ahead right now and make the bet on Rashad Evans right now, because I don't see the betting I don't think it's gonna get any better. I'll tell you right now, it's a diamond pick for even people who aren't even. I'm so confident in Rashad Evans' ability to beat dude. I can't even to beat Phil. I can't even. Let's just get to this though. I can't wait till next week. I can't wait. All right, Melvin Guillard versus Jim Miller. This is going to be a gold pick for Melvin Guillard. It's a tough bet. Obviously, you've got Jim Miller. He's got solid hands. He's confident with his hands. Really good wrestling. And you've got Melvin Guillard, who the question is, does he have a problem with his chin? Does he have issues with the jaw? He clearly got hit with the shot he didn't see coming that stunned him against Lozon. Lozon, who's not known for knocking people silly. He does have decent hands though. But yeah, the question is, Melvin Guillard going to be able to go out there and do what he does, which is stuffing takedowns and counter punching and still being aggressive against a fighter like Jim Miller? I think he will be able to. Obviously, the problem with Melvin Guillard is he's just it's kind of like predictably unpredictable. For a while, he's just a really talented fighter that wasn't living up to his potential. Up until the last fight, he was a talented fighter who was finally getting into his stride. One win away from a title shot, basically, and then he got caught. Against Jim Miller, I do think he's going to be able to stuff enough takedowns. If he does get taken down, he does have the ability to get back up to his feet. He normally doesn't gas. So I'm gonna pick Melvin Guillard to actually catch Jim Miller. And that's the thing about Melvin Guillard: if he catches you, you're not gonna recover from it or anything like that. So I think Melvin Guillard does catch Jim Miller. And does enough to maybe put him away in the first. So my gold pick there, or a gold pick, is Melvin Guillard, and I believe he is the underdog at plus 155. Josh Neer versus Duane Bang Ludwig. This is going to be it's a close one. I think it's even odds right now. It's very close. Josh Neer has actually been saying that he is willing to stand and bang with Duane Bang Ludwig, but he's been saying that he thinks Ludwig doesn't want to stand with him and that Ludwig is going to go for takedowns. I'd be surprised if I saw that. I would be more inclined to believe that Josh Neer will maybe be the first to go for a couple takedowns. Ludwig is definitely really good on the feet, and I would have to say he's probably the better technical striker of the two. If they did get into a little bit of a grapple fest, I think that Josh Neer would win that. And, a lot of people are, they're kind of questioning whether or not Josh Neer will engage in, takedowns, trying to lean up against the fence and all of that stuff. I don't think he's going to go out there like a wrestler, but I do think that he will do what he needs to do to win. And I think early enough in the fight, he'll realize that he might want to just get the fight to the ground. It is a very, very close fight. Like, it is dead even for a reason. I had to go back and forth between these two. At the end of the day, I am going to go with Josh Neer. I think he will do enough to get to win probably a very close decision. And it is only a silver pick. Again, this whole card, my feel for it, just tough card. I might be able to get him right, but I'm not going to win a lot of money because I'm staying away from it. Mike Easton over Jared Papazian. This is a diamond pick, though. Mike Easton is probably just going to be able to go out there and do whatever he wants. A solid fighter, well-rounded. Trains with some of the best. What's his name? Dominic Cruz. Trains at Alliance MMA. Team Lloyd Irving. Just a solid all-around fighter, an up-and-comer still. So that's the good thing about it. And he's fighting Papazian, who I believe will want to try and grapple. But I don't think he's going to be able to do much here. I do have Mike Easton finishing him in this fight. And again, it is a diamond pick. Looking back, knockouts and all of that stuff. I don't know. I don't see a lot of knockout potentials. Obviously, there's if George Rivera does find a way to win, it would be by knockout. Pat Barry, some kind of TKO if he does win. Melvin Guillard would obviously win by knockout. I think Mike Easton will probably knock out Jared Papazian, but this is a tough card to even pick submission of the night and stuff like that. But Mike Easton, diamond pick. Pat Barry versus Christian Morecraft. Oh, man, gross. I do think that, anything can happen here. If Pat Barry gets taken down one time, the fight's over. If he can land a couple solid strikes, then he'll beat Christian Morecraft. Christian Morecraft, the bottom of the division, and Pat Barry not too far behind him. It's a do not bet, really. If you did have to bet on somebody, bet on Pat Barry, but I really suggest just leaving that fight alone. George Rivera versus Eric Schafer. Another really ugly one. Actually, Eric Schafer as the favorite was kind of surprising. When I initially picked Eric Schafer for my predictions video, I was pretty sure he'd be the underdog because, but he's not. He's the favorite, so it's kind of surprising. Anyways, I do think that he'll be able to get the submission. I do think that's, he will avoid getting knocked out. Tough though, like his takedown ability is not that great. But he can get it to the ground, and if he gets Rivera to the ground, then I do see him submitting Rivera, even if he has to pull guard. Tough though. It's going to be a silver pick, to be honest, for Eric Schafer. Minus 155, good odds though. Again, a close fight. Anything could happen where, any one of two things: Eric Schafer getting knocked out, or Eric Schafer, getting a submission. And he does get hit a lot. He does get hit a whole lot. So it's going to be a silver pick for Eric Schafer. Kamal Shalorus versus Khabib. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Anyways, Khabib is undefeated. I think 16-0. Solid prospect. But I'm not impressed from what I saw. At the same time, Kamal Shalorus, old, not that great. Gases. He's got a lot of issues with him. I do have Kamal Shalorus winning. I don't think that that Khabib is going to be able to get the win. He does shoot for takedowns from a distance. He doesn't really set anything up. Shalorus does have solid wrestling. I think if he can stuff one or two takedowns and just counter punch, I think he gets the knockout. Really, this could be the knockout of the night. It is going to be a gold pick for Kamal Shalorus. It's almost a silver pick. It's almost a do not bet. Again, I can't stress enough. This whole card for me is almost a do not bet, but, obviously you don't want me to just tell you not to bet on everything. So this is the feeling I'm getting for it, though. I do have Kamal Shalorus winning. Gold pick. Charlie Brenneman versus Daniel Roberts. This is a platinum pick for Charlie Brenneman. His game plan is simple. He's going to want to grapple with Daniel Roberts. He's going to want to take him down. Daniel Roberts is kind of wild with the strikes. He is a grappler. He does have some, some solid, a solid submission game. But I don't see him catching Brenneman before he gasses. And that's the biggest thing. Of course, if it's early in the fight, anything can happen. Bro's wild, and he can maybe catch him in kind of some kind of submission. Who knows? But barring that doesn't happen in the first minute and a half, 2 minutes, Daniel Roberts is likely going to be very tired after that. Charlie Brenneman's gonna push him up against the cage, go for the takedowns, get the takedowns, be on top, probably not get submitted, and end up winning by a decision. And it is a platinum pick for Charlie Brenneman. Fabrício, Camões, Tommy Hayden. This is another platinum pick for Fabrício Camões. I don't really like betting on guys like this. Just solid outside of the UFC. Not too, didn't do too well inside of the UFC. Lots of wins, lots of losses. Normally don't like that. However, Tommy Hayden, I do think, is in over his head. Camões is definitely the better grappler. Hayden is coming in here with 5 submissions. He is undefeated. He's fought his whole entire career in basically Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. Has faced nobodies and has won most of his fights very early. Basically, he hasn't fought anybody. Camões, on the other hand, has fought a lot of good fighters and beat a few of them. And it's pretty much he's going to win this fight by out-grappling Mike Easton, who's really his only chance is to try and grapple as well. So it is a platinum pick. As I talk, really it sounds like a diamond pick, but I'm just going to keep it as a platinum pick. Daniel Pineda, Pat Schilling. I'm going to put that as a do not bet. If you have to bet any money, I am pretty confident though that Daniel Pineda will get the win. But when it comes to putting money on it, let me see the odds. -120. It is good odds, and I do think Pineda is going to win. So I'm going to upgrade that to a gold pick. I do think he's basically going to go out there, be better on the ground, get the submission. He's got, he's pretty well-rounded fighter, and he's on a 5 fight streak, win streak. And Pat Schilling, I forget where he trains. I'm looking right now. Ambition MMA, undefeated, 5 fights, but again hasn't really faced anybody. Daniel Pineda has lost to Johnny Bedford. He also beat Johnny Bedford. He did beat Frank Gomez. Gilbert Jimenez, but these are all very lesser known names. However, still kind of solid fighters, just solid maybe C fighters. Anyways, Daniel Pineda, I am going to have him a gold pick over Pat Schilling. I won't be betting on him. And last but not least, Nick Denis, Joseph Sandoval. What are the odds for this? Nick Denis -240. It's not bad. He is in all likelihood going to win this fight. Really solid all-around fighter at this level. I think he's definitely going to be able to go out here and get the knockout. This could for sure be a knockout of the night. But again, I won't be betting on that stuff. Not on this card. This whole thing, anything happen. I've said that so many times. I don't want to feel like I'm trying to undersell something here. But the card is a bettor's nightmare. But Nick Denis will most likely knock out Joseph Sandoval, probably in the first round. I'm just saying. So it is going to be I'm going to go with a platinum pick, actually, for Nick Denis. So there you go. When I look at it now, I probably will take Mike Easton and Nick Denis in a parlay, and I will be betting straight on Melvin Guillard. And other than that, I'm just going to hang this card up and wait for the money to be made next week with Rashad Evans and Phil Davis. I might even bet that now, nice and early. Anyway, so there you go. If you have any questions, let me know. And I will get back to getting these videos out at least 48 hours before. This one fell behind because I completely forgot that this was on a Friday and even that it was this week. But there you go. MMA. It's important. Good luck. Peace.